Hi, my name is Catherine Kitzhaber, and welcome to my second book critique set. The first book that I read for my book critiques is Bridge to Terabithia by Katherine Paterson. This is a short chapter book about two fifth graders, Jess Ahrens and Leslie Burke, who become friends and create an imaginary land called Terabithia. But when crisis strikes, what will happen to Terabithia? A Map is a Picture by Barbara Rinkoff is an interactive picture book that talks about the different types of maps and what makes up a map. Where the Wild Things Are by Maurice Sendak is about a boy named Max who is in such rage that his room transforms into a mysterious place where wild things are. Chrysanthemum by Kevin Hanks was one of my favorite books when I was a little girl. It's about a girl who goes to school and gets picked on, but learns to take pride in her uniqueness and in her name. Mr. Popper's Penguins by Florence and Richard Atwater is a fun story of a man who ends up with 12 penguins and has to decide what he's going to do with them. I Am Malala: How One Girl Stood Up for Education and Changed the World, which is the children's book of I Am Malala, is an autobiography by Malala and a biography, so it is also by Patricia McCormick. And this is a motivational story of a young teenage girl who stood up for education in Pakistan even when threats were made for her death. Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss is a fun children's book about transitioning in life and the journey that life is. My feature text, Same, Same But Different, by Jenny Sue Koslaki Shaw, is about two boys who are pen pals with each other. Elliot lives in America and Kalish lives in India. While writing back and forth, the boys find out they have many things in common, and they aren't so different after all. I chose this book because it's a great way to introduce culture to a class and emphasize how similar we all are. For this book, I created 2 lesson plans, and the first is a kindergarten writing lesson plan, and I used the Common Core State Standard for English and Language Arts. In this lesson plan, you will read the book with your class, then talk to the class about pen pals and what it means to have a pen pal. Then you'll have the students use Pen Pal Schools, which is an online website that's safe for students to use and really easy for teachers to monitor their students' activity on it. And students will be able to communicate with another student from a different country. While students are communicating with their pen pal, they should look for similarities and differences between their countries and cultures. The students should continue this relationship throughout the semester, given time in class to work on their writing to their pen pal. Throughout the year semester, students should be able to improve their writing skills and their form of communication. Next, I made a 4th grade social studies lesson plan, and this uses the Wisconsin State Standard for social studies. So first, you should read the book with the class or have the class read the book independently, and then talk about culture, what it means, what culture is, what that means, what different kinds of culture are. And then each student should pick a country/culture to research. The student should create a genealogy presentation to compare their research culture with their own culture. And then students will share their presentation with students from the culture they chose. So for this lesson plan, I actually created an example. So I'll bring that up. And I used Genially. And so I chose to present on Tanzania and the United States, comparing and contrasting, but mainly focusing on comparing and finding similarities. So first, I just showed the two countries on a map, just so viewers could understand where the country that I'm talking about is. Then I talk about transportation. So these are the different types of transportation in the US versus in Tanzania. And the transportations are similar, so I'm pointing out the similarities, but also the differences. Then I talk about animals, pointing out similarities, but then also the differences in the national animal of each. So then students can post this project and share it with other students of this country. I hope you enjoyed my presentation.